Hi, I'm Junyang. I'm the CEO and founder of Infinite Robotics. So I'm going to talk about my startup today, and feel free to ask me any questions at the end of the presentation. So our startup started about 3 years ago. As all startups in hardware startups, especially in Singapore, it's difficult to compete with hardware startups in places like China, where the cost structure is so much lower. So therefore, we need to, however small community we are in Singapore, I believe there are, for every 10 startups, 9 of them are software startups, and only one, or maybe less than one, is a hardware startup. So we try to find a niche in this area where we can survive in this big ocean. And of course, we're trying to move away from red ocean and to move to blue ocean, where we have the entire market to ourselves. So what we have done in the drone industry is that instead, for the 99.9% of the drone industry, they're actually focusing on outdoor applications. So for our company, we choose to focus on indoor applications because it's a very niche area, and also there's a lot of challenging technical difficulties that we have overcome along the way and have found patterns for, and therefore we know that we have a strategic advantage in this area. So that's one of the applications I'm going to show you is using drones in warehouses. And I'm sure you have seen, give me a second, just some logistics. Why did you press? Oh, I asked you to press the next. Is it pointer? Oh, perfect. Sorry. Okay, so I'm sure you've seen like drones be used in places like Amazon Prime Air, for example. But I'll go to the slide later. But this example is drones being used in a traffic deadlock situation, where they actually show you. This is in Mexico, and they actually showed that it's by Uber actually. So I just showed that you can save 5.5 millions of I would say that trees or even cars in the road by just carpooling, using Uber carpool. So, and drones are an exciting and also a novel way of attracting attention, but there's actually much more advantages to a drone, applications to a drone. This Amazon Prime Air service you've seen, and this closest that you probably have heard before, where drones are being used to transport goods from warehouses and logistic hubs, distribution hubs, to the house itself. So then you have a payload underneath. You can buy a book or even a Kindle, and then it will be delivered to your house within 30 minutes, or as what he has claimed. Then you have DHL also using drones to deliver goods across the river, across the sea to an island where it's inaccessible or harder to access. So there are other startups in the world trying to use drones to deliver medical supplies to inaccessible areas. So these are all fantastic ideas, and the main issue with all this is that there is a payload issue for the drone. The drone cannot carry too heavy payload, because even as you know, like even when you check in the luggage in airlines, right, you have a baggage limit, because it's simply it takes a lot of fuel or takes a lot of energy to deliver goods by air, and also it takes up a lot of energy, especially for a vertical lift-off drone like this to actually deliver goods from one place to the other. So that's a major concern. The other concern is the battery life as well. So in our company, we have used drones I will share with you more later how we use it in warehouses. I'm going to show you a video to you. Drones can also be used to do entertainment, and this is what we have done in Japan. We are being engaged by a Japanese customer, advertising agency, to do a show. And can you play the first video, please? And I'll talk you through while the video is running. So Essentially, what we have done is that we have used our proprietary technology of being able to control multiple drones at the same time to create beautiful formations with changing lights. So you see it's a Singaporean accent in the background. In Bangkok. So all these 25 drones are being controlled by just one laptop. And they are being controlled precisely based on the GPS coordinates as well as the altitude. So it's three-dimensional control. So we synchronize the formations with time and also with the music as well. So no CGI effects are being used in this video. So the area shots are being filmed by a drone flying in the sky. Similar displays are also being done in other parts of the world. Like Intel has also tried to fly many drones at the same time. The difference between Intel's technology and our technology is that Intel does the variation in the formation using lights, whereas we use lights as well as movements, because the movements are the hardest to coordinate due to the anti-collision, I would say, properties that we need to incorporate into the algorithms. Okay. So next, I'm going to show you what we are using drones in a warehouse for, which is to do stock taking or cycle counting. Basically, what it does is that we are using So you see the drone flying, and as the drone is flying, the RFID readings actually come out like this. So essentially we are using RFID and barcoding technology to read the pallets. So essentially the data the drone actually uses is like a platform carrying the scanner, and it flies across the aisle to read the RFID tags as well as the barcodes along the aisles and on the pallets. And this will replace the manpower needed to do that, because currently if you are not using ASRS, which is an automatic storage and retrieval system in the warehouse, then you need to use a manual method. And right now, currently, about 90% of the warehouses uses manual methods to do stock taking, because warehouses can be as high as 10 meters. It's almost impossible to use the AGV to do stock taking. And also for manual methods, you have to climb up like 10 meters high, so it will be quite unsafe as well. So using a drones is the best platform. So I'm going to show you a video of an interview done with one of our customers, YCH, by Channel News Asia.
This week on Powerless Asia, we take a view from the top, literally. I'm here at Supply Chain City, a complex that houses the largest automated warehouse in Asia. And it's the brainchild of YCH, a logistics company based out of Singapore. And one of the toys of its owner, these proprietary drones that scan all the boxes in this warehouse, doing away with manual labor in that department altogether. Robert Yap, the owner of YCH, brims with enthusiasm each time you get him started on technology. And his new office is his pride and joy. You said that back in the day, the logistics business was not a sexy business.
Right.
So is it today?
Today is more sexy, but it's still not there yet. We have to fly the banner, right? We have to actually look at how we can make the industry more sexy.
And one way he makes it more sexy is with technology, like this drone that tracks all the boxes in this warehouse and that he hopes to commercialize soon.
In the past, we used to have people going around to read all the inventory and tally against our WMS system, then we know whether our inventory is correct.
Yeah.
You know, all this inventory is millions of dollars, right, which I'm responsible for. Right? So in order to do that well, we must ensure there's 100% inventory accountability. 100%, not even 99.9. Right? So we have to do that by doing a lot of cycle counts to ensure that nobody play around in the warehouse. There's no mistakes in the way that we actually put away and so on. Right? So this doesn't come by chance. A lot of hard work.
Yeah.
So a lot of hard work is going around counting inventory, which a lot of people don't like. I myself don't like. So I then look at how to creatively use the drones now to be able to then count inventory, send the information via our Wi-Fi, all right, and then we are all RFID enabled to give us the signal when they actually read, and this goes to the back end, the WMS system that matches our inventory.
So how do you play with this new toy?
Not often. I don't actually play with it, but I like it.
Robert Yap, the owner of Y.
Okay, so that's a short clip of the very long video. We're going to show you another video of this conceptualized video, but essentially what we see as the future, where we have many drones flying at the same time. Information will be sent in real time via the Wi-Fi network through the WMS warehouse management system. Then what happens is that the warehouse operator will have a real-time instant knowledge of where the goods are. And also for the customers of the warehouse operator will also know instantly how much stock they have in the warehouse. Thanks. So I'm going to explain why drones are especially useful in a warehouse environment. It's a fully automated solution, so you don't need to have someone to pilot the drones in a warehouse. Just with a press of a button, an untrained person in flying the drones would be able to operate the drones easily by using our autonomous methods. And drones are, unlike ground vehicles, they can climb heights, and especially useful in a warehouse, which you've seen just now in the video, where it can go up to as high as 10 meters or even 15 meters. And this also improves safety because you don't no longer need a scissors ladder, scissors lift to go up the aisles to do stock taking. And our system is especially scalable, meaning that you don't need to have a large warehouse to take advantage of this system. One of the automated systems that has been in place for about 2 decades or so is using the ASRS, which is Automatic Storage and Retrieval System. So with that system, the entire warehouse is automatic. So essentially, the warehouse just needs to use a mechanical, I would say, a lift and a mechanical picker, and no humans will be allowed in the warehouse. So all the stock is updated and accurate. The only problem with that is that it costs $50 million to build one, and not many warehouses could actually afford that. So that's one of the major issues with that. And YCH is a big company, so they are able to afford it. But normal SME warehouse operators, or even I would say even large warehouses, would also have some areas which are not automated, simply because it is not cost effective to buy such an expensive system to manage the inventory. So therefore, our system is very scalable. It can be sold to, can be used by a very small operator with only 1 or 2 hours or 3 hours of goods, or can be used at larger warehouses, 100 million square feet, for example. So this is one of the advantages. So this pictorial, I would say, description of how is it being done currently. So it's either technology enabled, for current process, it's either technology enabled using iPad, to indicate all the, for a person when he goes through the aisles, you use the iPad to help him. Manual method is that you have to list down manually and then do the ticks on the form, and after that then process it back at the WMS, which is warehouse management system, towards the end. Using a drone system, entire process is automated. The drone knows where to fly in the warehouse, and it can fly by itself, and it can take the stock by itself. And also it updates all the data to the system by itself as well through to the network. There are also other automation that is available in the warehouse. So you've seen a couple of these robotic systems. Kiva Robotics, which is using robots to revolutionize the the picking process in the warehouse. Fetch Robotics also trying to revolutionize the way in which it can help humans while going around to pick in the warehouse. And also the couple of conveyor belts and the AGV systems. So we believe that the next wave is going to be using drones to do stock taking, which is currently unreplaced at the moment. This is just some more elaboration on what advantages using the drones to do stock take. And one of the key advantages is that instead of because the stock taking process is so manual and also so tedious, it can only be taken at a long interval. So for some warehouse operators, they might doing a stock take within a month is considered frequent. But using our automated system, we plan to shrink it down to a day. So we can do a stock taking within a day as compared to in the past in a month. And that has several benefits which I'll explain later. This is how it basically works. So it flies with a pre-planned route, and it scans and provides the information to the warehouse management system. And it has its own recharging systems. So you can actually run it, let's say at the end of the day, the workers leave the warehouse, then you press the button, you run the system, and then you because of the battery power issue, it will need to recharge back at regular intervals. But because it's an indoor environment, therein lies the advantage of recharging indoors, because you are not susceptible to any outside environmental conditions. So it's especially useful in an indoor environment. So a lot of advantages that drones has in the outdoor environment, like battery issue and also the payload issue, are actually resolved in this situation, in this application. These are the 3 key benefits of a warehouse operator in using the drones. First one is that it minimizes the time needed for stock taking. So instead of one month, you can reduce it to a day. So that brings a lot of benefits to the warehouse operators. And also increased safety for workers who never climb heights. And one of the most important features is that because it is being used the stock taking is being done so frequently, it can actually help to reduce your stock write-off losses. And a typical 10,000 square meter warehouse would have about 500,000 to $1 million of inventory stock loss per year. And with this, you can actually reduce that to very much lesser, because instead of having a monthly or quarterly stock taking, you can have it daily. And with a daily stock take, you know exactly when the goods are going to expire because of limited shelf life. So then, therefore, it will help to reduce a lot of money, just because not only replacement of manpower, but because the stock taking cycle is so much reduced. The global warehousing landscape is expected to increase. This is just to talk about the market, with a 6.3% year-on-year growth, especially with the rise of e-commerce landscape. So we expect the global warehouse landscape to actually grow. So we are doing away with the middleman, like the retailing space, and more of like from warehouse directly to the consumers. So that's why there's going to be increased demand for warehouses. And that's all I have. I will entertain any questions if you have with the limited time. I believe it's 2 minutes.
One question.
Sorry.
We have one question.
Okay, we can only have one question.
What are you using for your indoor navigation for the drones?
Okay, we are using a couple of technologies for the indoor navigation. One is using LiDAR, and others are computer vision and SLAM methods. So we are incorporating various technologies into one, and the sensor fusion technologies, and also the way that we acquire the data from environment actually is proprietary to us. So we have found a couple of patents on that, and that will help us to anchor our position in this market.
So there's no infrastructure for your...
No infrastructure needed. Yeah.